She just might lose that if she's not careful. Yep.
Thanks, I can see all those likes coming through. That's magnificent as we creep over the 100 viewer mark. That's magnificent. So what we can also do now, we ran a poll at the start for you to pick the winner, and we're only 2 shots in it at this stage at HELENSVALE 48, ENOGGERA 46, so still anyone's match with around about 3/4 of the way through. So we want you to hit the love button if you think Club HELENSVALE are going to take this one out. We want you to hit the laughy ha-ha emoji if you think that ENOGGERA are going to get up. So a little score update there now. HELENSVALE 51, ENOGGERA 50, only 1 shot in it, as Pam Fantini's added to the count there, and she falls in front of the jack for a counter.
And in the men's match, there's nothing in it, just a 3-shot difference. HELENSVALE 45, ENOGGERA 42 after 52 ends. So the men are playing their matches a little bit faster than the ladies are. 45 ends completed for the ladies, or maybe a few more.
Can we start to get some men's? Because the men are going to...
47 ends now completed for the ladies.
We're going to finish before the women, okay, so we'll get lots of the women after. We'll get 20 minutes, half an hour of the women after. So welcome back to some of our regular viewers. Nick Gosley, thanks for joining us. Got your message there, Chris Green, and we'll be in touch, mate. So tight games here. There's nothing in both of these matches, only a couple of shots. And as you know, Phil, in the game of Pennant, a couple of shots is nothing.
No. And we did think they'd be close matches, but not quite this close. Only 2 the diff in the ladies and 3 the diff in the men's, with HELENSVALE on top in both matches.
Good.
Go to 6, dude. Head down to 6.
Moving on down to some of the men's matches now. Brett Wilkie Rink. So ENOGGERA 21. That's Ryan Digby 21. Brett Wilkie 17. He's made a big comeback, Ryan Digby, hasn't he?
Certainly has. He and his team have risen to the challenge. They're holding ENOGGERA's side up. ENOGGERA's team up. There's a big diff on the first rink, Rink 5 of 18-5 to HELENSVALE. So Digby's team is trying to pull that back.
So Aaron Sheriff enjoying the best of things on rink number 5. He's up by plenty, 18 shots to 5 over Brendan Egan.
And it looks like 10-15. ENOGGERA leads on rink 4.
So 52 ends have been played in the men's match, so only 11 more ends to be played across the 3 rinks. So we will, it looks as though the men are going to finish a wee bit before the ladies, so we will try and concentrate a lot of our efforts over the next sort of 15, 20, 25 minutes on the men's matches, and then hopefully there'll be some of the ladies after that, as we're joined by the great Mike Carroll. Thanks for joining us, Sauce. Hope you're well, mate. Absolutely, Chris. We hope a lot of these players, there's 48 players in action here, and there's no reason why any of them shouldn't be able to be signing up for Mark Casey's UBC. Registrations are open.
Just an update on the ladies' score after 48 ends. The HELENSVALE team side is slightly ahead, 53-50. And the 3-shot difference is the same in the men's match, 45-42. HELENSVALE just up slightly.
So here's Ryan Digby. This looks awfully close. Looks to have sensational weight. He's drawn the shot cold.
That is a great bowl under pressure.
Looks like he's about a centimetre off the jack. Not a toucher, I don't think. No one's put a squirt on it as yet. Now Brett Wilkie Anthony Keepy raiding down on the backhand. Looks wide and is going to sail into the ditch without catching anything. I'm sorry, that wasn't Ryan Digby that delivered that bowl. It was his third.
Brett Merkel. Brett's been playing some good bowls.
Absolutely, Rhea Bailey. It's very, very close in both these matches. The Queensland State Pennant Finals, Division 1. Have a look at that, some lollies. Licorice All Sorts. Are you a fan of Licorice All Sorts, Phil?
Oh, absolutely. I love them.
I know there's some strange people that aren't, but...
Really?
Oh, I can't understand it myself. So here is Ryan Digby, and he's fallen in for second shot.
And he gets the lift of the hat from the team members.
So 2 to ENOGGERA, and there's only 3 the diff overall. Things are getting really, really tight here at Tweed Heads. Every shot crucial now.
The Wiz is playing with weight. Misses everything near the jack. Gets a couple of back bowls out. So Ryan Digby has a chance to make a multiple.
They had to think about what to do, and in the end they thought, look, I'm not going to do anything fancy. Just draw another one, mate. As we're welcomed by one of Moonee Valley's finest, Nathan Lewis. How are you, Chippy? Let us know how you went in your pennant yesterday, mate. Let us know who you played and what the result was.
Aaron Sheriff's team just picked up a shot there. They are now 20-6, I think it is, ahead on Rink 5.
Matthew Gallup. How are you, Maddie? You, of course, played some pennant up these ways. Played for Hamilton, I think. Brisbane. So Brett Wilkie, he looks seriously close here. He's going to get the shot bowl. Where's the jack going to go? It's bouncing around and has bounced off a back bowl and ended up at the back and the side of the rink. Who's got shot, Phil?
One down. ENOGGERA's got the shot. Yep, they both agree. 1 to ENOGGERA. So that wasn't bad. He was probably sitting 2 or 3 there down. And ENOGGERA picks up 1 shot. Puts the mat pretty much on the tee, or just a... Yeah.
Well, the jack was pinballing around at the back of the rink there, and it spat out the side. At the end of the day, he was 2 down, so if he only ended up 1 down, it's probably a good result for Brett Wilkie. He hit it clean as a whistle.
Brian Cosford's got the mat down fairly quickly, rolls the jack to where his skipper's standing on a fairly full-length end. I would suggest it's probably tee to tee. Can't quite see the end result of that. But
yeah, maximum length end here.
Like it. So, Brian will continue to play the wide hand. He's been playing it most of the afternoon, as most good leads do. They pick a side that they like, and they stick with it. Backhand one way, forehand the other. And he's played fairly consistent with good bowls.
So if you just joined in, which a lot of you are doing right now, it is seriously close in both these games. ENOGGERA versus Club Helensvale in both the men's and women's state Division 1 pennant finals.
In the men's match, it's just in favour of Helensvale, 47-45 after 55 ends. In the ladies, we're just getting an update on that now as the scorers confer. Not a great deal on that one either.
So it's down to the nitty-gritty, probably only less than half an hour to go for the men, maybe half an hour's play left for the ladies, so stick with us. Now's the time to tune in, and if all your friends, if they're not doing anything, get them to tune in as well. You can do that by sharing the post. Share it on your page. There's a great shot there from ENOGGERA lead. He's drawn the jack back to his first bowl, so pressure now on Mark Thatcher.
Just an update on the ladies. After 49 ends, the Helensvale girls lead 56-50. 6 shots difference. And 2 shots difference in the men's match. Helensvale again leading that one.
You did right, Chris Green. Wayne Turley has the Tweed Heads Bowls Club absolutely humming.
I imagine the bar people will be run off their feet in half an hour or so, if they're not already. A lot of the bowlers have stayed on to watch this final matchup between two very strong clubs, ENOGGERA from Brisbane and HELENSVALE from Gold Coast Tweed. I don't think many of them have actually gone home. I guess they've committed for the weekend, so they want to watch this match through to its finish. And a pretty thrilling sort of conclusion we're looking at in both men's and ladies' matches as we enter the final quarter of each game, or each matchup.
So, HELENSVALE in the women's, HELENSVALE 56, ENOGGERA 51 after 50 completed ends. And in the men's, 2 shots the difference. Club HELENSVALE 47, ENOGGERA 45 after 55s, and not very many ends left in that at all, Phil. So Michael Turner now coming down on his backhand. Has a shot with Mark Thatcher there, the toucher. 2 touches, my apologies. So the Youngins man, his bowl's coming into shot here. Did he get the jack? No, he must have missed it by about an inch.
Just fell into the ditch. It's very hard to make a bowl stop in that last metre of green, because that's where everybody steps off the bank onto the green, and it tends to run into the ditch from sort of that length out.
Well, I guess there's no point falling short. The jack's only about 8 inches off the ditch. So he won't be happy with that one, Peter Leon.
He'll be looking to put it in the ditch and sit on it.
So Michael Turner just needs to take about 2 foot off this. He had a perfect track last time. He's semi-interested in this.
Brett stands on the bank.
Although Brett Wilkie isn't, but it might end up as some sort of blocker down for that toucher, that red toucher on the forehand side.
He took the weight off, but he just took a little too much off.
Chances, though, on the backhand.
Just an update on Esther Egan's rink. Comfortably ahead 31-12. The ENOGGERA team of Esther Egan's showing the HELENSVALE girls how to play top-line bowls. And it's 24-13 on Rink 1, Kelsey Cottrell's team, and 21-11 in HELENSVALE's favour on Rink 3. That's Pam Fantini's team.
The Esther Egan rink, she just picks up big numbers. Here we go. Gee whiz. A little bit of a mistake there from Brett Merkel. He's pumped in the HELENSVALE bowls. It may or may not count, but it certainly changed the look of the head. The toucher into the shot bowl, or the toucher into the ditch, onto the jack, probably isn't an option now. There's more of a wall, and this bowl here from Anthony Keepy might turn it up. Very, very good bowl from Keepy. That's brilliant. And it's created a line there down for the toucher, so very hard here for ENOGGERA to get the shot. If they play with any kind of weight, it's the Mark Thatcher HELENSVALE toucher onto the jack, into the ditch. Depending on the angles of it.
Just weighing their options here, the ENOGGERA boys.
Love to just get a little vision down of the head there.
So I'm thinking about playing my forehand, just to sit those two. What do you think? Askin's third.
I think the option is to play down with weight, not with this bowl trying to get the shot, but just trying to move some of those short ones away so it can open it up for them a little bit more with some of the bowls to follow.
Okay, so Brett's had a good look at the head. Let's see what he can do here. Brett Merkel playing 3 for Ryan Digby for ENOGGERA. As he walks back to the mat, he's got that shot in his mind, and he's probably played it a couple of times by now in his head. And there we go.
You'll get a good vision of this, of the line of this one coming down directly behind the head.
Very positive weight. He's looking to disturb something here.
He's going to make a connection with something here. And, well, there we go.
Unfortunately.
So the jack is now in the ditch. The toucher of Mark Thatcher's is about 2 inches off the ditch.
Oh, there's a good shot. There's a good shot. You can see exactly the position of that now. Thanks to Nathan with the roving camera. He's put a little filter on that so we can see a little better.
It's a good and bad result, I guess. He changed it, which is what he wanted to do, but it's also very, very difficult to get the shot now. You'd suggest that HELENSVALE, barring a miracle, will...
Is that a toucher just in front there?
That is a toucher. You can see on the bottom underside of it. It has got a couple of chalk marks. Above that, the other green bowl is probably second shot, and perhaps a measure with the Anthony Keepy bowl for third.
So is there anything Anthony can promote? Or is he's got, what, less than a metre to draw another?
Anthony Keepy, yeah, look, he'll be playing down the other side, which is that he's got a clear run. He'll just be looking to drop inside that second shot, that other green one of HELENSVALE's, and getting as close as he can. If he happens to get onto the touch, he'll put it into the ditch and may stay himself, but he's pulled that one narrow and probably lacked a metre or so of weight as well.
He wouldn't be too unhappy, though, with the position of their bowl there, the shot bowl.
Okay, Adam White asking possible to get some rink scores, so we'll do our very best here, mate. At the moment, it is looking like Ryan Digby over Brett Wilkie, 22 shots to 17. Is that right, Phil?
That's what I make it.
Aaron Sheriff is 20 shots to 7, I think, in front of Brendan Egan.
Yeah, hard to see that bottom figure from here because of the shadow across it.
Pretty sure it's Aaron Sheriff 20.
And it's 11, I beg your pardon, 10, 15 down on the other rink for Enoggera's, beg your pardon, it's 19-10.
So Jimmy Anderson of Enoggera 19, Nathan Rice 10. And in the ladies, we have Pam Fantini 21, Maria Rigby 11, Georgia White of HELENSVALE 12, and Enoggera side skipped by Esther Regan 31. So Esther Regan 31, Georgia White 12, and in the last remaining rink, Kelsey Cottrell 24, Nolene Dutton 13. Here's a very, very good question here, Phil. What score do you... I'm assuming... Let's talk about the... he's asking about the men and the ladies. What score do you think will be enough to win it? So we're talking about the winning side. What score can they get to will be good enough to win it?
One more than the opposition.
Very good answer, Phil. I hope that helps you, Chris Green.
That's all you need to do. Get one more than the opposition.
Chris is suggesting 54 for the men. HELENSVALE are currently behind. 48 shots to 47 over Enoggera.
I don't know that you'll see too many multiples at this stage of the game. I would hope not, put it that way. They've got used to the pace of the green. They know each other's bowls quite well, their opposition's bowls.
So if you're just joining us, we've cracked the 200 viewers, and I can confirm that we are one shot in it in the men's event and 2 shots in it in the ladies. Only 6 ends to be played in the men's, 6 ends to be played, and 1 shot in it.
Just having an update from the scores for the ladies. I'll keep you up to date with that. 53 ends played, 57-56 in favour of the HELENSVALE team, or are they just conferring with... Yeah.
So Brett Wilkie just...
There could be a change to that, by the way.
Brett Wilkie just hesitating here. He's going to go back to the forehand as directed by Anthony Keepy. Measure for second shot, and it's on its way, Brett Wilkie. Not a massive amount of interest being showed in it, and that's possibly why he needs luck, and he's not going to do so. So it looks like 1 shot to HELENSVALE. So Mark Thatcher grabs the mat and the jack, and 1 shot to HELENSVALE will tie things. We're all tied up here. 48 shots apiece after 58 ends.
And that has just been confirmed by the scorers. 58 ends, 48 apiece. And
So
the ladies match, 54 ends played and Helensvale are 3 ahead, 59-56.
Good reply here for you, Phil. 1 in front is a margin, not a score. He was asking for a score.
Fair enough. I'll pay that. I actually said 1 more than the opposition, but yeah, I agree, that's not a score. But when you think about it, that's all you need.
Mark Thatcher's seriously close with his first bolt here, so very good start from the Helensvale lead. He's being followed down on the backhand by Brian Cosford. They've had, as we spoke about before, they had a real good battle, these 2 leads, and he's not a million miles away here either. If he just needs to get a little bit of turn.
Behind that, that's a pretty good home. And Skip likes it. Says, thank you very much, I'll take that for 1 shot.
So any improvement on weight here for Mark Thatcher, any improvement on weight, he can turn his own in, he can sit the opposition bowl out, he can get the jack and get behind the head, so he just needs to arrive down into this head.
That's all he's doing. He's just arriving.
It's a fair effort here.
Same weight as his first and just makes soft contact with his front bowl, with his first bowl.
There's a good 300 or 400 people here watching now, I'd suggest, Phil.
Yep.
Coming down to the final stages. Probably got to change hands here.
Yes,
I
he
think.
has. Ryan's called for Brian to play his forehand, play the wide hand, which he has been doing mostly today, or this afternoon.
Looks like he's pinched his green.
That's not like him. He's played good green on that wide side.
So Michael Turner now, he'll also follow him down on the wider forehand side. There's Onions of Helensvale. He's got a free run to the jack down on that side. He looks to have a reasonable track all down to his weight, which is just sliding around about half a metre past.
That
but
is a good home. That's a very good home.
Close for shot all round, I would suggest. 48 shots apiece here. On the next door rink, which you may or may not be able to see, is another good bowl coming in here. Brendan Egan has final bowl for him on this particular end. He has 20 shots to 7 down against Aaron Sheriff. Aaron Sheriff will have the last bowl of that end. Here's Michael Turner now. He's on a slightly tighter line, but his weight might be a touch better. It's another one in the head, whatever happens.
Yes.
He dropped in for shot.
Well done. Wiz raises the finger, says thank you, that'll do.
So a really interesting head building up here. 5 ends to be played. As soon as Aaron Sheriff plays this bowl, there'll be 4 left. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty now, Phil.
Yeah, Aaron's walking down to have a good look at it before he does anything about deciding what shot to play. Just another day out for Omar, isn't it?
So we're getting in early, and someone's predicting a draw and asking the question, what will happen? Look, we don't have the conditions in play in front of us right here, but I can assume what usually happens in a pennant final like this is that all 3 rinks will go out and play 1 extra end each at the same time.
And I think it may only be 1 bowl. I don't know. I'll double check that.
So Brett Merkel, he's close to the Michael Turner bowl, and he's got it. He's going to sit in behind behind the jack. So great shot there as we're joined by Jordan King of the Ngāpuhi tribe.
The inset you can see is rink 1. That's Nolene Dutton's figure you can see walking back to the mat as she picks her bowl up. So she's actually called for absolute minimum, which is exactly what she got from her lead. It's not a bad head. Nolene playing a very gentle draw on the forehand. Wind's got it a bit, making it turn early.
Brett Merkel's on a tight line here, but he might get a rub if he's got enough weight to get it up and down for another shot, and he has done. So probably 3 here for ENOGGERA.
Ryan Digby looks pretty happy with that result. So, Anthony Keepy's pointed at a bowl and said to the whiz, sit that through.
So there are options here for Brett Wilkie, depending on how he wants to play it. He's got a simple forehand draw. He's got some sort of weight up on the backhand. It's up to him. It looks like he's going to shape up with some weight on the backhand. If he can get onto that green bowl, onto the yellow one and punch it through, he could get rid of all 3 of these, and he's seriously close here. Rock and roll off this, and he's may have spat one out. He's a little bit unlucky there, just half a bowl away from getting a perfect result.
On rink 1, Kelsey Cottrell's played an absolute bomb to get a shot. So that says to Nolene Dutton, she's got to turn this around.
So this is the last end for Brett Wilkie and Ryan Digby, and I can tell you that the other 2 rinks, the Aaron Sheriff versus Brendan Egan and the Nathan Rice versus Jamie Anderson, they have just started 1 and 2 bowls played on their final end. So there's only around about 5, 6, 8 minutes left of this match, folks.
Nathan Rice's lead has just drawn shot for him.
So this last bowl of Brett Wilkie's coming down is going to be massive as Ryan Digby plays his. Holding at least 2 in a measure. This one isn't going to add to the count.
He's stalking it. Let's make.
So it's all down to Brett Wilkie now as he goes back to the head.
Make Brett Wilkie work for his points.
I'm not sure if he's going to play the same shot again because, you know, there's less bowls of his on the head. It could go quite sour for him. He does have an open draw on the forehand, although that will be a tough ask for him to change a shot, but it looks like that's what he's doing. So massive bowl this from Brett Wilkie. Forehand draw, has a couple to land on, has the jack, so he does have a couple of options. He looks like he's wide though. He gave it a chance. He had to be up, you'd suggest. Falling short would have been no good to that, but he finished wide, so at least 2 in a measure here for ENOGGERA.
Digby has 1 shot left. 1 bowl to play to finish the match. And unless he does something absolutely disastrous, ENOGGERA should win this rink.
It all comes down to this, Phil. This is about 6 months' worth of bowls culminating in these couple of ends. Finals and playoffs and all sorts of round robins and everything. And shake hands time. 2 shots to ENOGGERA.
Measuring for 3.
So the Brett Wilkie, Ryan Digby rink has finished. The other 2 rinks are about halfway through. I would suggest that the skippers will be in plenty of dialogue with each other and plenty of looking around and seeing what the scores are. They'll take their time. They're experienced players. They don't want to make any rash decisions or play some silly shot that's going to cost them a handful.
Kelsey Cottrell's girls have just picked up 1 on rink 1. So they go further ahead, 25-14 after 18.
So for those of you who are asking, there are 2 ends left in the men's. 2 ends left to be played with around about 5 minutes worth, whereas in the women's there's around about 7 ends left. So we'll stay with the completion of the men's. We've only got about 5 minutes left, and then we'll shift over to the women's, who have a little bit more.
Still measuring for that extra shot. They may call an umpire perhaps. No? No, just the 2, was it? We'll find that out in just a sec.
ENOGGERA 52, Helensvale 48 with 2 ends to be played. So 4 shots the margin with 2 ends. They need 4 shots, Helensvale. with 2 rinks to do it in. So we're watching the Aaron Sheriff, Brendan Egan rink here. This is a good bowl coming down from Bradley Lawson. Just needs to get down to that bowl, but not able to do so. So Andrew Howie. Andrew Howie will line up on his backhand. Both of these rinks, unless there's some sort of killed end, look to be finishing at around about the same time. On the rink next year, I can tell you that Mark Casey's trailed the jack 3 or 4 metres through the head, and he is holding shot. Andrew Howie unable to get a counter in there.
Casey's side have a bit of a deficit to make up to, probably 10 shots, if not more.
I don't think they'll be worrying about that 10 shots at the moment, Phil. They're just worried about that. This is their very last end. They need 4 shots over the 2 rinks. The current score, people, we can tell you, it is ENOGGERA 52, Club HELENSVALE 48, with only a couple of bowls left to be played overall. So Brendan Egan here, massive bowl, looks to be on a fair track. Can he get down to that grey bowl?
Just
doesn't look like it. So Aaron Sheriff, no mucking around. He's on the backhand. He'll be looking to draw another shot. I think it might be 1 to HELENSVALE at this stage. 1 to that grey Andrew Howie bowl. Aaron Sheriff needs it to drop. Needs it to settle. Needs it to fall back. Just out. Only 6 inches too heavy. So on the rink that you can't see right now, Mark Casey is letting his bowl go. He has around about a metre or 2 to add another shot.
He's giving
he
it
doesn't like it.
No.
Doesn't like it at all. He's pulled it narrow.
Yes, but if he gets past that bowl...
So it's given Jimmy Anderson a bit of room. Anyway,
yes.
Brendan Egan on his backhand. Final bowl of this game, of this rink. No one getting massively enthused about it.
He's not bad.
Wind's punching it.
Oh, yeah, he's left a little behind, I think.
So 1 to HELENSVALE here, and Sheriff will have the chance to add another one to make it 2. Or he's looking if he can do something pretty spectacular. On the rink next to them, Mark Casey holding 1 and something else. We're not too sure, but definitely 1. So all players, all eyes on this Sheriff bowl now.
Here's Big Jim on the forehand, looking to just sneak past that.
He looks as though he's travelling, Jimmy. He's well past the head. So Sheriff, massive bowl on the backhand, looks to negotiate his way underneath that Brendan Egan bowl. He's liking it. Getting claps from Andrew Howie, getting claps from Rowan Wilson. He's not far away here. Aaron Sheriff needs to hurry. Oh, gee whiz, they might get the measure out for that one. So shake hands time.
Yep.
Nathan Rice with his first bowl of 2 on the next rink over that as we, Nathan Lee, our cameraman, pans over to the next rink. Nathan Rice, look, if he gets down and does a little bit of turning, that may count, maybe not. So big Jimmy Anderson with his final bowl. Needs to take weight off his last, just on the draw. He'll be looking to draw as close as he possibly can. There's the jack that he's drawing to.
If he does, you listen to the crowd erupt.
He's on a reasonable line here, but he's travelling again. He's sailing past the jack. So there's an opportunity here now for Nathan Rice.
Yeah,
massive opportunity.
Same weight as his first there. It's pretty unusual to see a skip of that ability not make that change.
Depending on how many shots the Hawks have, this bowl could be to tie it up. It could be to win.
50 to 52 in favour of ENOGGERA.
This to tie it up or win. It's on its way. Nathan Rice on the forehand.
He's after it. He's running.
Needs to get past that bowl. What about this? There's a minefield out there. All the bowls are a million miles away. What's going on?
2 shots to HELENSVALE.
I think it could be all tied up. We could be all square.
Well, that looks like it. If that indication was correct from Anthony Keepy, they got 2 shots. So what do we do now, says everybody.
All the players are standing around looking at each other. Bit of an anti-climax for them. No one's raising their hands, so I think it might be a draw.
So nobody's rushing to the bar just yet.
Extra ends confirmed in the men's state Division 1 pennant finals. ENOGGERA and Club Helensvale, 52 shots apiece after 63 completed end, 52 all. Unbelievable stuff.
What a brilliant finish to a wonderful match. It comes down to who's got the coolest nerves.
So now's the time. We should just take a wee breather. The ladies, there's only 3 shots in it with 3 ends to be played.
61 to 58 in favour of Helensvale girls.
So bear with us, folks. It's going to be all on here. There's every chance that we might be playing 1 extra end of the men's while the ladies are playing their final ends. It's all happening. We can only show you what we can show you. We'll do our very, very best. We've got 6 rinks to cover, all at one time.
Brett Wilkie is conferring with Ron to see whether they toss or do they just continue from the end they finished.
So match convener Ron Somerville. They are going to all start from the same end, and they're going to play back towards the clubhouse.
That's where they all finished, at the end away from the clubhouse. So we'll watch those bowls coming towards the club. Helensvale's just drawn shot again on rink 2.
If I do my maths correctly, there's 3 ends to be played in the women's, 3 ends to be played in the men's, and they're all about to start. We're all going to finish around about the same time here, Phil, so it's going to be very, very difficult for us to... But we'll do our best.
Well, we haven't seen matches this close in quite a while.
Anna North, you're dead right, Anna North. You called it around about half an hour ago. So we can tell you that the Helensvale Hawkettes, the ladies, 61, ENOGGERA 58, so they're in the box seat. Indication from Natasha Jones that they are holding one on the Georgia White rink. That could be a crucial shot. Kelsey Cottrell about to line up on her rink. Pam Fantini about to line up on her rink. All the men about to line up on their rinks. The mats are laid, the jacks are being thrown.
Rick James leads off for ENOGGERA on rink 4. Rink 5, Neil Peach has got the honour. And on rink 6, Brian Cosford is leading off for ENOGGERA. Scores locked at 52 all after 63 ends, playing an extra end if you've just joined us. Pretty exciting finish to the men's Division 1 state finals. Maria Rigby has just played a weighted shot through the head, picked up the jack and sat it in the ditch.
On the first bowl played in the men's extra end, Rick Barnes, who has been like an absolute magnet all weekend leading for Jimmy Anderson. He's put one around about 40 centimetres away, but Matthew Lucas isn't far away here at all. He's close to being a toucher, and he's got the shot.
Oh, thank you.
Matty Lucas.
Yeah. Nathan Rice says take that.
So we've cracked the 300 viewers here. Massive climax to the state pennant finals. It's a pretty good reply there too from Rick Barnes. I wish we could split the screen into 6 screens, but no chance. So Matty Lucas, with his second effort, drew the shot with his first. Looks to be on a slightly tighter line with this one if he can get onto his own bowl and rock it over, but he just finishes narrow with perfect speed. There's a chance here for the number 2 from Jimmy Anderson, Jim Wise. So Georgia White on her rink, she picks up 1.
That was a great display by Esther Egan's team. They looked in great shape all the way through that, and ended up 32-14, I think it was.
So shake hands time on the Georgia White Esther Regan rink. 32-14 is the score. Looks like Pam Fantini's rink is about to play their final bowl. So it'll all come down to the Kelsey Cottrell and Nolene Dutton rink, which has just started their last end. Great head shaping up here on the Jimmy Anderson, Nathan Rice rink. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Chloe Morrison, Kevin Anderson, Will Emerson, Stephen Farrell, Peter Shaw, Stephen Carney. Well over the 300 mark here as we're at extra ends. After at the regulation 63 ends of the men's final, they are locked apiece at 52 all. Is he going to get a result off this one? All right, so Maddie Lucas still hanging on for shot here. And I can tell you across on the Kelsey Cottrell rink, Jessie Cattell's drawn a toucher, but it's sprayed away, so there's still plenty of room.
Currently holding 2 shots with her 2 bowls, but there's plenty of room to draw inside those. Playing a little bit of weight through the head, trying to get a result.
He's made a connection on the orange bowl, which has pushed his last bowl, his white bowl, into jack level. So they'll have a discussion about how to play this. Nathan Rice and Mark Casey, 2 very, very experienced campaigners. It's all happening here, Phil.
Who'd have thought it would have come down to an extra end, eh? Somebody did, yeah, you did say, somebody called it earlier, a draw after 63 and having to play extra ends. 337 viewers. There is 1 shot the difference in the women's game. And 2 ends left.
Well, I'm not too sure that the scoreboard is entirely right, is it? Can you see past Kelsey Cottrell? She got 2 ends to be played?
Yes.
So she does. So there's 2 ends to be played. Kelsey Cottrell, she'll definitely finish last. Unless there's all sorts of kills in the men's game.
Of course she'll finish last because last player, yeah, they've only got 1 end out.
That might kill one. Gee whiz.
Oh, Glenn tried so hard with that one.
He's rock and rolled off the short pole and fell out.
And went straight through between the bowl and the jack.
So Mark Casey now, left-hander.
Playing his forehand, not a bad looking line. He likes it a bit.
He's not bad at all if he can drop under this one or get a big piece of it. But he's chopped it in for shot. He was only half a bowl away there from being seriously good. The good thing about it is it's only 1. So 1 is the difference in the women's game. ENOGGERA 63, Club Helensvale 62, with 2 ends to be played. Or 1.5 ends anyway.
That's it. You called it. Amanda Havecker looks to be playing the forehand. She's got to throw it out. That breeze is quite brisk now. So she goes out to the rink marker. Her grass will be good, but she's left a bit behind as far as weight goes. Quite a bit.
Big Jimmy Anderson with his unique delivery style gets it away nicely on the forehand. Stalking his bowl, needs it to run, needs to hurry. He's on a great track here if he's got the speed. Can he fall in for another shot? Oh, just falls out. Locks on to the second shot of Maddie Lucas.
Emma Spice is looking to draw around that short front bowl, which she does.
She's pretty good here if she settles.
Sit down. She's drawn shot. Thank you very much, says the skip.
So massive cheers there for Emma Spicer, who's drawn the shot, but still plenty of room, still a good half a metre there as Nathan Rice comes down. He's searching, probing with a little bit of weight, but he's well under the head here. May finish in some sort of catching position out the side. Never know.
And to have Egan with the second bowl, put a little more weight on, but unfortunately collected a short one, got in her way. So no result with her bowl.
If you're just joining us and wondering what is going on, we are at extra ends for the men. So all three rinks play one end at all the same time. And we are seeing Jimmy Anderson play his final bowl of the match, surely.
Nolene Dutton walks to the mat. She's played the first of her bowls.
Jimmy Anderson, it's on its way. Looks narrow to me. So Nathan Rice. Nathan Rice just in dialogue with Mark Casey. He's saying, righto mate, let's just hold things up here and let's have a chat. Still two other rinks to be played.
Nolene Dutton's running down after her first bowl. She likes it for weight. She's urging it in.
I can tell you that Brendan Egan has just drawn a side hopper. As you can see there, side toucher there from Brendan Egan. And on the other rink behind that, Anthony Keepy has a back toucher. So it could not get any tighter than this. It seems like one on all the rinks, possibly with ENOGGERA holding 2 ones and 1 to Anthony Keepy. Here's Aaron Sheriff. Aaron Sheriff playing with weight down, looking to remove the Brendan Egan bowl or cool the end. He doesn't like it.
You can see that he stood up early.
So fresh air there for Sheriff, and shake hands time on for the second time on that particular rink. Massive bowl there from Brendan Egan, huge.
Kelsey Cottrell's just left herself a little wide with her first delivery. Looking to make up that one-shot deficit on the main board. With one end after this to play for the ladies.
So here's Ryan Digby. Gee, that's a fair effort, and as you can see, that green and black speckled back toucher of Anthony Keepy's. So I can tell you that the Mark Casey Nathan Rice rink, which has one bowl left to be played, they are converging with Anthony Keepy, letting them know what the go is on that particular rink, and that Brett Wilkie is about to play to. And it looks as though Nathan Rice, because he's only got the last bowl, there's no bowls to be played from Jimmy Anderson. He'll probably wait till the end of the Brett Wilkie rink to be played.
Brett's first bowl on the forehand.
Do you want him on 4
Coming down.
for the last bowl?
It's through the head.
Yes.
He gets a result, and he sits for shot. And he sits for shot. What a great result.
On 6.
Wiz has done it again. Pushed a couple of bowls through and sat for shot.
So it looks as though Nathan Rice on rink number 4 is going to play his bowl now, is he? No, he's walking up the rink. So a real game of cat and mouse here. Very difficult to follow. The players, they do have a grasp of what's going on out there. They know what's going on. It's just a lot of communication going on. Rowan Wilson is letting us know. He's letting Mark Casey know what's going on, who's then yelling 30 metres down the rink to let Nathan Rice what's going on. So it looks like he's going to play it here.
On rink 1, it's come down to a measure for shot after Kelsey Cottrell's last bowl. The Helensvale girls liked it.
They're getting interested in this one. Nathan Rice. Nathan Rice is coming down. Is he going to get a piece of the jack here? Is he going to get a piece of the jack? No. So one shot to Jimmy Anderson on that particular rink. Shake hands time.
So Kelsey Cottrell did draw the shot on rink 1. So there is now 63 all on 62 ends. One end to play with Kelsey's team. Playing ENOGGERA's Nolene Dutton. So this is going to be the tiebreaker for the Helensvale ENOGGERA match, ladies match.
So we can tell you that there is a whole end to be played in the Kelsey Cottrell Nolene Dutton match, but there is only 2 bowls left in the entire men's match. It looks as though ENOGGERA hold a 2-0 lead, I'm pretty sure. 1 to the Jimmy Anderson rink, 1 to Brendan Egan. I think that's what the program is. Ryan Digby now. He will play his final bowl of the match.
Helensvale girls have gone for almost full length. Try and disrupt the rhythm that the ENOGGERA girls have found in the last few ends.
This would be a massive effort from ENOGGERA if they're able to pull this off. Remember, they were defeated yesterday. They lost a match. So Ryan Digby, no real result there. He's looking to come down and get a result there. Shake hands there. HELENSVALE, they had plenty of shots. HELENSVALE have won it. HELENSVALE have won. Ryan Digby, they obviously had more than 2 shots there. And Ryan Digby wasn't able to make any reduction, so no need for Brett Wilkie to play his final bowl. HELENSVALE have won.
Nothing on the made board, but the boys are celebrating. We haven't... Man, what a close match.
So we're now moving down to the women's match, locked at 63 shots apiece. Crazy finish in both the men's and the women's. So, not that I'm being critical at all here, Phil, but we saw in the men's, when things got down to the nitty-gritty, the heads really tightened up. It got really packed and tight. In the women's, a little bit of spray, a little bit of nerves.
Yeah.
So plenty of room here. Here's Yvonne Lovelock, and she's just going to sit past the jack. Probably shot there, Yvonne Lovelock.
Arlene Swanson on the forehand.
2 shots to HELENSVALE at this stage.
Not after this one, I don't think.
She's very close here. Very close to being a toucher.
Great bowl. She's risen to the pressure. What a great bowl. Arlene Swanson gets shot.
So Yvonne Lovelock now, she'll be looking to come underneath that front Jessie Cattell bowl, and
She's certainly under it.
she didn't want to be short to this at all.
She's not short, she's just under the line.
Stays on the rink, it's very helpful.
Okay.
And it's going to do so. So there's options here. They have 2 seconds, HELENSVALE, and back bowls.
Arlene Swanson's just played an absolute corker with her first, looking to repeat that with her second, but she's a little heavier. In fact, she'll probably lose this one in the ditch if she doesn't hit something in behind.
So she's through into the drink. So are we going to see a little bit more weight now, perhaps? I guess they don't really have a real close second.
And a Havoc called on the backhand by her skip, Kelsey Cottrell.
So Amanda Havoc now, she looks like she's going to be around that green bowl and sit in for a, it'll be their closest second. So Emma Spicer now will backtrack down to the mat.
So that shot bowl is virtually jack high. The front of the bowl would be probably the back of the jack.
Brian.
The front of the bowl is probably right on the tee line. Well, the men have finished their match and all gathered around watching this one on Rink 1 as the final bowls are played and the final end for the ladies' match. HELENSVALE just got up in an extra shootout end in the men's match.
Emma Spicer now, a bit of a conundrum here for Nolene Dutton. She'd want another shot. She'd want 2 shots because if they pluck out that shot bowl, they'd have a couple. But she also needs a little bit of position too.
She was asking for one behind the head, I think, mate, just to protect the back a bit. That's a little overcooked.
At the end of the day, she hasn't done either of those things as she sails on through to the ditch. So Amanda Havoc now.
Here comes Jack, forehand, playing weight. She's tight as. But it's holding its line. No, I think she's still tight. Yep.
That's a fair effort. She's only missed by a bowl and a half. But Kelsey Cottrell and Nolene Dutton is going to confer here with Maria Rigby. So even though it is a jack bowl sort of a target with it, there is the gap is enough for a bowl to go through. But
plenty of room.
I still think it's advantage ENOGGERA simply because they're holding the shot. I know it's an easy shot to play. Jack bowl, get rid of the bowl, but still has to be played.
I guess what they're thinking about, whether they make a bigger target, where they try and draw a second shot and just ensure it, or do they leave it alone and get one behind?
Well,
she's called for a second shot.
They have to get another shot because if they pluck the bowl out clean, then HELENSVALE have 3 seconds. And that's what Emma Spicer will be trying to do here, just drawing as close as she possibly can. If she makes a target, bad luck. There's not a whole
probably
lot you can do about it.
A little pacey unless she gets a little wick here. Yeah, that's going to be behind. That's okay. So I'm thinking Kelsey will have a fairly positive go at the shot bowl with her first, I would think.
Sharp jack bowl.
However, if she plays just over draw weight, she's got 2 bowls sitting behind on the forehand. She could make a good turnaround. But
I'd suggest she'll be.
What do you think?
The easier shot is just to take the wind out of the equation. It's a fairly long end, just take all the variables out and just play sharp down for it.
She reaches for the sand in the ditch just to dry her hand out a bit, maybe feeling a little bit of perspiration on the fingertips. No, she's
playing sharp down. She looks close to the jack and the bowl here. She's very, very close to the bowl, to the jack. Jack in the ditch. She's gutsed it. She's sat around about half a metre away from it in the ditch. Absolutely magnificent bowl from Kelsey Cottrell.
And the look of relief on her face was amazing.
Nolene Dutton, if we can get a shot of this, she'll have about 30 centimetres of room in the ditch.
I would suggest they're holding at least 2. Yep, holding 2 shots.
So the bowl is virtually under the number and the jack is around about 30 centimetres away from it, so she still has a chance. There is a couple of bowls to negotiate on her way in too on the forehand, if that's the hand she is going to be playing. There we are, 30 centimetres I reckon, and as you can see there, 3 bowls to negotiate, 4 bowls even, there's another one short of it. So, massive bowl from Kelsey Cottrell. Advantage Club HELENSVALE.
So, HELENSVALE holding 2 shots and the match at the moment. Nolene Dutton is going to just play, probably draw weight, looking to beat the second bowl. Or maybe, she's got any touches in the head? Can't push anything in?
No touches to speak of. It's a simple draw. And
ENOGGERA girls are looking for it. So she's probably looking to hit and sit. No, that's straight through the gap. A little round of applause from the ENOGGERA girls.
So Kelsey, I don't know, there's not much she can do. Probably chuck one halfway up the green on the forehand or something and get one in her eye. Maybe about the length where she's standing or something.
She's looking to make 3. I think she's going to look to draw inside that orange bowl.
No, absolutely not. She'll be looking to finish 2, 3, 4 metres short of the jack, just to get in her line, probably get in the same sort of line that Nolene Dutton just played down.
Yep, just with draw weight. And she's good enough to do it.
The trouble is if she stuck something real close to the ditch or got the shot, that gives Nolene something to land on and sit and stay. So she doesn't want to do that at all. She could still do that actually, Nolene. She could get the shot maybe if she can get a wick off the orange one. She just has to be there, and I guess she had okay weight to do that with the last one. So Kelsey Cottrell now on the forehand.
She's got a good line here. Drop. Drop now. Drop now. Oh, she's done it. What a great bowl.
That is right in the line that she needs to come in, Nolene Dutton. Now it is very, very tough. She almost has to play the other hand or something. Or she has to play for some sort of luck, some sort of chip off the orange bowl or the Kelsey Cottrell last bowl and float around for 20 or 30 centimetres and stay on the green.
If she does play the hit and sit, she's got to sit about less than 2 feet away from the marker in the ditch, the jack in the ditch. So she's asking her third for a little advice. She's already spoken to Maria Rigby on the shot beforehand.
It looks to me as if the shot would be similar to her last with no less weight anyway. She probably needs to get the inside edge of the orange one and just roll it about 30 or 40 centimetres sideways. It's very, very tough shot.
Yeah.
Remember,
Well, she can do it.
She still has around about 30 centimetres to get down to the plinth board, to the lip of the ditch. So if she can negotiate her way through the bowls somehow. Remember, it is a tight hand. There's a bit of breeze, so she might hold up right underneath.
Her target bowl, I think, is the orange bowl. Push that through and roll towards.
Unless she comes just on the underside of the very, very short first purple bowl and tries to draw the shot and hope that the wind holds her up narrow. Very tough shot.
Taking nice deep breaths just to calm herself. She's made her mind up. And here it comes. Possibly the last bowl of the match.
Absolutely the last bowl. No chance of a killed end here. So this is the last bowl. It's on its way. She's playing the similar shot, looking to sit off the orange one. I'll tell you what, she's not a million miles away, and it's all down to the lap of the gods now. She's half a chance off this, but no. Helensvale have done it.
Helensvale.
They've done the double, and I can tell you that Helensvale have replicated what Broadbeach achieved in 2017, and Helensvale have taken away the men's and the ladies.
Whoa.
Extra end in the men's and all square playing the last end in the women's. What an absolutely brilliant finish, Phil.
Amazing finish. I haven't seen bowls that well played or those such close matches for a very long time. Mate, that was an absolute pleasure and a privilege to watch both those matches.
So, smiles all round, hugs from all the girls. We can tell you that the successful men's team from Helensvale: Mark Thatcher, Michael Turner, Anthony Keepy, Brett Wilkie, Matt Lucas, Jaden Christie, Mark Casey, Nathan Rice, Stephen Sale, Rowan Wilson, Andrew Howie and Aaron Sheriff for the men. For the women, Jessica Tell, Yvonne Lovelock, Amanda Havocker, Kelsey Cottrell, Brenda Bulchin, Teresa Armitage, Rosie White, Pamela Fantini, April Wilson, Sarah Duffield, Natasha Jones and Georgia White, and also Joanne Stockdale played her part throughout the weekend as well.
And that is the 6th Pennant title for Club Helensvale since it started 2001 for the men, and the 2nd for the ladies since 2004. Club Helensvale ladies were runners-up 4 years ago to Club Kawana. And now they have made the double here today at Tweed Heads Bowls Club under absolutely brilliant conditions. The greens were beautiful, and it looks like they're going to do the presentations pretty well straight away. So we'll stay with us. Stay with us, folks, for the presentations for two great teams or sides. Helensvale, Club Helensvale has picked up men's and ladies.
Well, I'll tell you what, Phil, at the start of the tournament, I predicted that Helensvale would win both disciplines, but I had no idea it would be like that.
No.
Absolutely no idea. You couldn't have scripted that.
It took a shootout in the men's, an extra end shootout in the men's to get a result. And the ladies, it came down to the last bowl virtually to get a result on the 63 ends. The ladies won 64-63. Men, I think, because the extra shootout eventually ended up winning by possibly a couple of shots. It was one. I beg your pardon. It was 55-54.
So we have some announcements now from Wayne Turley of the Tweed Heads Bowls Club, and we're not very far away from the presentations at all. So stick with us, folks.
Congratulations all round. All the supporters, the Club Helensvale supporters, are mingling now with the players and passing on their congratulations. And it's good to see the sportsmanship from the other clubs who didn't make it to the finals, who stuck around all afternoon to watch these amazing matches. They've also come in and to congratulate the winners and the runners-up. There's no real losers in a match like that, I don't think, Chris.
Absolutely not, Phil. Brilliant advertisement for bowls, and the best thing about it from a Bowls Queensland point of view is that it's all captured on video, and you can go back and watch this if you're watching it live. Remember, you can go back into Facebook and watch a replay of this match.
Here's the Wiz with his kids on the green.
Blowing out of it.
Massive result there. So as the presentations are about to commence very shortly.
The guys have had time to, after the end of their game, to go and shout themselves a cold one. The ladies have yet to do that. They've just walked off the green and still on that incredible high of winning by one shot. The last bowl of the last end didn't quite have the result that Nolene wanted.
So let's go through the individual rink scores. Kelsey Cottrell 26, Nolene Dutton 16.
I think there's one shot to be added to that because that was only 20 ends.
Possibly a couple more, maybe two. So let's say 28-16 after 21 completed ends to Kelsey Cottrell. Georgia White 14, Esther Regan 32.
Yeah, fairly convincing win to Esther's team, and they certainly deserve it. They played excellent bowls all through that game.
And Pam Fantini 23, Maria Rigby 15.
Amazing finish, the extra end comes down the last end, last bowl. That's what we like to watch. Thank you very much. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. We get started with our presentation this afternoon. First of all, I'd like to call the Vice President of Bowls Queensland, Mr. Kerry Green, to say a couple of words.
Okay, we'll make that a couple of words. Does that sound good? On behalf of Bowls Queensland, once again, I'd like to thank you all for participating in this, and thank Tweed Bowls Club for putting the day on, the 2 days on. I think everybody's enjoyed themselves pretty well. We won't make any speeches too long. We'll just get into the nitty-gritties of it all, and I'll hand you back to the MC, and he'll keep the program running. Thank you all.
Thanks, Kerry. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to now introduce our Chairman of Tweed Bowls Club, Mr. Lee Tynan, to say a couple of words. Thank you.
I won't say so many words. I think FBR is going to finish. I'd like to congratulate all teams for making the weekend. From Tweed Bowls Club, it's been our absolute pleasure to host you for the last 2 days. I know many of you have come from far and wide. We hope some stage you have the opportunity to come back and say hello to us. I want to thank a couple of people. The greenkeepers, you wouldn't know, they were here last night till 10, up at 5 this morning. So thanks Cole and John for the great greens over the weekend. Thank the PK bar staff and the catering staff. You've certainly worked them hard over the 2 days, so we appreciate that. And finally, I want to thank Wayne Turley. Wayne's done everything this weekend, and we really appreciate, without him, I don't think we would have had half the success. So thanks to Wayne, and thanks to you.
Thanks, Lee. Now I'd like to move on to our presentations. First of all, it's our ladies. What a great final it was, 63 all playing the last end and coming down to the last couple of bowls. So congratulations to both teams. Unfortunately, there must be a runner-up, but unfortunately the runner-up today, well done is ENOGGERA. Both come forward. And ENOGGERA presentations, our runner-up badges will be presented by our ladies present, Miss Michelle Cooper. You do have a plaque there, there's no badges unfortunately. We'll try and let it next year. Please.
Okay, I'm not the only one down here.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, ENOGGERA ladies, runner-up, space Pennant #1. Let's do the run-up for the men's, the run for the men's as well. What a fantastic finish. You don't see too many times goes to an extra end. Congratulations to all players this afternoon. The runner-up for the 2018 Queensland Division #1 pennant is ENOGGERA. The George Harwood will present the plaque. Fantastic final, extra end. Let's pass on Jimmy Anderson to say a couple of words apart from ENOGGERA.
Hey, just on behalf of ENOGGERA to Tweed Hedges, the greens are immaculate here. So on behalf of the club, I'd like to thank everyone involved. The 12s did a great job this weekend. To HELENSVALE, both ladies and men, congratulations. You guys are the standard that everyone's trying to reach. Our guys, fantastic effort all season long to get here and push these guys right to the end. So well done HELENSVALE for your win, and well done ENOGGERA. Thanks to Tweed.
Okay, now to the winners, ladies and gentlemen. The ladies 2018 Division 1 Queensland pennant winners is HELENSVALE.
Don't let you something.
Alright, I'll call our ladies present, Michelle Cooper, to present the flag for the winning team. There's the flag.
You what?
Before we do a photo, we're just going to call George and want to say a couple of words.
Otherwise, I would have fucking said it to you. It'd be like,
thank you to Bowls Queensland, Tweed Heads Bowls Club, and obviously ENOGGERA, our opposition, and our club, Club HELENSVALE, support us everywhere we go. They're all here watching and supporting, so thank you guys so much. It's awesome to win, and we're stoked.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the Queensland State number 1 Division Pennant winners for ladies, HELENSVALE Hawks! Just take time, Wiz. Now it's time for men's. Ladies and gentlemen, the Queensland winners of the Division 1 Pennant for 2018 is the HELENSVALE Hawks. Vice President Cleary will present the plaque and the badges. The men's president, Mr. George Harwood's going to present the flag to Les. Ladies and gentlemen, our winners for 2018, HELENSVALE Hawks.
Get it, boys!
And you've just seen the presentation to the winners and the runners-up, HELENSVALE Hawks and the ENOGGERA Eagles. Congratulations to both sides for brilliant matches. It's time to wrap it up from Tweed Heads Bowls Club here for this weekend of bowls, ladies and gents. And on behalf of our roving cameraman Nathan Lee, our tech whizzes Ben Slater and Robbie Allen, and our commentators Chris Lelevre, Bob Denham, Jeff Omar, I am Phil Langdon. Thank you very much for having us at your place, ladies and gentlemen, and you'll see you at the next big event.
Best of luck for your season next year. We'll see you in Premier League, no doubt. To the spectators, thank you so much for coming out and making it so much more enjoyable. We obviously love hearing the cheering and all that, and we really appreciate it. To all the other teams that have travelled so far, my first year here from New South Wales, and I can't believe the distances you guys have travelled this weekend to come here and be a part of this event. So congratulations to you guys, and safe travels home. To the HELENSVALE Hawks, as I said, my first year, couldn't have wished for a better year. A great bunch of people, an amazing club. So proud to represent them, and so proud to be a part of this team and win the men's and women's state number 1. So look out tonight. Thank you.
Well done, Aaron. Before we finish, ladies and gentlemen, if not knowing, I think everyone here would know that this trials were live streamed thanks to Bowls Queensland, but also thanks to the Gold Coast District here. They were live streamed all over, not all over the Gold Coast, but all over the world, and the hits have been unbelievable. So thank you to Bowls Queensland, thank you to Gold Coast District, and all their workers have been here since 6 o'clock this morning, 6 o'clock yesterday morning, doing all the hard work, setting everything up. Ben Slater and the crew up there, thank you guys, well done. Thank you to Bowls Queensland, thank you to Gold Coast District for live streaming. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoy your time here at Tweed Heads. Please come back whenever you feel like it. Most welcome. Don't forget our massive Rink Kelly open calls here. weekend having movement on our Falls event, Open Falls next year, 20,000 Open Falls. Safe travels to everyone, enjoy your evening, and look forward to seeing you back at Tweed again. Thank you.
Lawn bowls. Wish I found it earlier. What a game.